bed, check on time. I'm like, not just go there to get a shower, food, rest, and all ass, and get out the street and party.
Right.
I'll be sincere about it.
But there's nothing wrong.
The point is that I need the downside. Because when I do get to the assistant legislation, I don't need any of this.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
And yeah, it sure is. I don't want to rob myself. And I'm going forward. I'm not going to go on the street.
And how do you feel like the system failed you?
They open up the door to some people and close the door to others. And then even the police serve some people. They don't serve everybody. You know, they automatically come at you foul, come at you aggressive. You know, they talking about being at peace, but you got a stick, a knife, a gun, handcuffs, and some mace, and a taser. And you talking about you trying to be somebody's friend. I don't think so. My friends don't act like that.
You are beautiful.
Shut up, but you're not. So don't say that.
You are beautiful.
But okay, I'm not be beautiful. I'll be pretty. Okay.
Pretty. You're
what do you
so
want me to
pretty.
say to them?
Whatever you want. Tell us your name.
No. It's just about a job, Beyonce. But I was born to be a star.
Go ahead and tell me your name.
Rhonda Young. I'm from Ohio. And my parents, the system made them weak, fearful. Now they deal with some abuse and stuff like that till I left home. And I stopped my father from beating on me. And I wanted to kill him, but my sister and them said no, so I didn't. I just walked away.
How old were you?
17. And eventually came up here to try to get to know my mother, but she was the same way, push office. So I eventually walked away and I just kept going. I learned to trust God. And I know it's temporary, so in the next life, those who are on the bottom will be on top and those on the top will be on the bottom. You know, because that's the way he said it, and it's true. I thank God because when I look at God, I look at the bigger picture. I look at everything being accounted for. You know, I look at the whole number. God adds up everything. He don't leave nothing out.
It's been like 24/7 and wake up, get on the ground and wake up.
I advise a girl never, ever date a guy you don't know.
Never date a guy you don't know?
Everything your parents say is true. Don't mess with strangers. Just keep walking.
One thing right now. What would you choose for it to be?
A voucher and a place to stay. I was choosing.
A place to stay?
We're from California and we would say baby that I was choosing right now not to go somewhere I'm afraid of. Safe havens, like the Amtrak. Back to Detroit. Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. You want a home back in Detroit?
Yeah,
and you listen with that Beyonce here, girl. Yes. You listen. You
It's Saturday. I'm getting ready for church tomorrow. So.
You getting ready for church? Okay.
And you're so important and you're so beautiful and God does love you. Thank you so much.
Beyonce, we adore you. Thank you so much. And we're praying for you and we hope you get your house in Michigan soon. In Detroit, right? Detroit. You did good. You did great. God bless you.
Hi, my name is Matt Fogarty. I'm the founder of Cherry Willow Apparel. I traveled cross-country to California to bike 715 miles from Sacramento to San Diego for my Pedal for Progress ride. I did this in an effort to raise awareness for homelessness. The reason I picked this route was it allowed me to stop in 7 of the 14 cities that have the highest number of people experiencing homelessness in the country. Along the way, we stopped and met with wonderful organizations across California to highlight the impact that they make on their community and the ways that they've taken action. My mission and my purpose with this ride was really just to inspire you to think about how you can make an impact in your community and how we can come together to create positive change and build a better society for everyone. I hope sincerely that you will feel inspired to take action in your community today and be an agent of positive change. Thank you again.
This is our youth center. We have centers across LA and San Bernardino County that focuses on at-risk youth. We do pre-apprenticeship programs. We help with housing, mental health, substance abuse, rental assistance. I just want to make sure that any youth that comes in doesn't want for anything. Me and my siblings, we lost our parents when I was younger, probably like 7. I kind of moved around with family, and then I ended up in foster care probably about the age of like 13. And just being in foster care, I just saw all the gaps. And I was just like, kids need to be loved more, they need to be supported more. I feel like youth are innocent. I feel like every youth needs a positive space. They need positive relationships and role models to show them so that they can overcome their trauma and like gain independence. I feel like no kid should be hungry, no kid should want for food, no kid should want for clothing or a safe space. And that drives me to constantly give back, to fill in that gap. If you are loved and supported, it changes things, like personal relationships. Like all the kids here, I know them, they loved on, they know they can come here, they know like I'm not gonna be judged. I'm constantly moving from foster home to foster home, or I get in trouble and then I go to a group home, or I might end up here, then I'm labeled as this. But it's like it all starts from who you are and what your story is. They had to go through so much as children and not have positive role models in their life. And now they kind of out here on their own, so they kind of making mistakes. It's like if you have that person, like you are loved, you are supported, you're gonna make mistakes, this still is your home. Navigating through the foster care system, if you don't have, if your social worker is not big, 'cause just imagine what their caseload is, right? So when I turned 18, I didn't know it was something called independent living program, where I wasn't just put on the streets. I had no idea. I just turned 18, grabbed my bags and left. I didn't know that they paid for college. I created a curriculum called Speaking Their Language, so foster youth and homeless youth know how to navigate resources. There's so many resources out there, they're just unaware how to navigate them, right? So it's like there is housing after 18. You can get your own apartment. You can live somewhere for 3 extra years until you're 21. You can get college paid for. So it's so much resources that they are unaware of if they're not, because foster parents don't give you that information. So it's big for me to get in those spaces to teach them that these are the resources that are available.
How do they get in contact with the program? You mentioned some through group homes, but like how do you find the kids and how do you make sure that we're impacting as many kids as possible in the LA area?
We go where the need is. I tell my staff every day, like between here and 5 blocks, it's a kid that's probably hungry that don't even know we're here. So we constantly got to outreach. We have our grand opening for our San Bernardino location. That is for youth who have been incarcerated. So we help them with housing and things like that. And we just opened our transitional living program so we can house youth too for 18 months. And we just don't plan on stopping. So when you see us, just know we're doing the work. You can go to our website at inspire2thewordtogether.com. We're always open for volunteers or any support that you would like to give to help the youth. So you can change somebody's day, you can change somebody's life, just to be a good person, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you for having us. Amazing to learn about your work.
Now, if I could just match you with the fitness part, right?
What did you feel like being 11 and 12 in a mental institution?
I knew I was different. They just didn't know that I was different, and they didn't see what I saw. My name is Mitchell. I'm 24 years old. I'm from South Central Los Angeles. Today, my mom, she bought me a PSP for my birthday. I played all the games on it, and when she took me there, I wasn't aware of what was going on. So when she left, I'm still in my game. Not worried about nothing. Some people with some white coats came in there. I was like, yeah, come with us, Aaron. And I'm like, where am I at? Long story short, they told me the whole get down, and I was there for about 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
Not really long.
6 to 8 months. And you just looked around and you said, this ain't for me. I'm just...
Yeah. No, it wasn't for me, but... certain situations you get put in that test you,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and every situation I put in, I feel like I ace it.
Anything in that experience in that time?
Most definitely, I am different, and you can see that in others when you are in those types of places, and knowing that that it's not something wrong with them. It's like how you're going about treating them and knowing how to treat them.
People want to fit you into a box, you know, and it's like if you don't fit within that box,
There's something wrong with you.
Right.
Something's wrong with
you.
you.
A circle, triangle,
Right.
trapezoid. Doesn't
Right.
matter what shape you are.
Right.
You know, people gotta accept that.
Right.
Wow, it's incredible though that you knew and you always had that knowing that I'm different and you can't see what I see, because that is, I think when you see people make it to the success stories, you always hear people say like, no, I knew. I always knew that I was different.
Here that Aspire Together, they help me gather many tools and put me in many opportunities to better myself and my journey. And I really appreciate every staff and team member here that's helped build me up to the person I am today. Recently, my mom passed away, so that really pushed me to go out into the world and make something of myself. In 5 to 7 years, hopefully I'm owning my own business and managing my own company. Through all walks of life, people can go through all types of situations, and no matter what you go through, you always have to have that type of courage and I would say pride to just keep going and not beat up yourself or get down on the situation. You have to always look at the brighter side and think of the glass half full than glass half empty. Your time will come.
Is there any voice in the back of your head that, like maybe something your mother said or just anybody in general, that kind of plays in your mind when you have those down times? Like when you feel discouraged and when you feel like the world is against you, what does that voice say to you?
It's my grandma's voice, and it's she said that everyone's gonna talk about you until the day you die. So don't listen to what everybody has to say about you. You worry about what you have to do for yourself and how you carry yourself.
Yeah, let's see the wink. Okay, you look handsome. You look handsome. Oh!
What's going on, everybody? My name is Manny Jackson, founder, sustainable fashion architect for brand Thread House Code. We're here at Soul Folks right here in the Leimert Park community, and we have our friends from Cherry Willow here, and we want to welcome them in and show them what we got going on right here in the Leimert Park and at Soul Folks. All right.
Welcome to Soul Folks. Welcome to Soul Folks. Come on in.
Miss West is our store manager, and she knows all of the brands. She knows what's going on. She's actually was the designer herself. We consider her as an OG for us. Shout out the store owner, Akil West. He founded this about four and a half years ago, and it's continued to evolve. I'm the first brand here, and we've been rocking with Akil and with Soul Folks from very day one. So, you know, I get a chance to come in here. I've been able to create my product out here. I've been able to build my brand out of here. Also, I've been able to work and, you know, show a lot of love and respect and have a lot of dope collaborations with a lot of brands in here.
Come on through. The owner is also, he's a chef, so he has his own vegan pizza. I wish he was here today so y'all can try that.
Very cool.
Go ahead, girl.
See that? So
Yes.
You're going
Yes.
upstairs where the work
Yes.
starts.
Yes.
You come up here and you can be your creative self. A space for you to relax and feel confident. And if you don't have a sewing machine at home, we have some stuff.
Yes, we're coming.
We're homeless at one time, right? Nice, right? This is a nice lounge for designers to come.
I became unsheltered myself, right? You know, couch hopping, going, you know, and so I found myself, you know, trying to figure it out in that same type of situation. And so throughout my journey, I made this one jacket, right, that was really, really long, because at the time I was also traveling and doing a lot of other stuff too. But I made this one jacket that was really, really long, and it was a vest actually. And it just became more of like my shelter, right? It became something that I could wear. It would protect me from the elements. The fact of the matter that I made the lining out of like upcycled canvas material, and I made that turn into a duffel bag, so it made it easy for me to travel. And then, you know, I look like something out of Mad Max walking down the street with this thing, but I was able to put all my food in, and I was able to store a lot of stuff, and no one actually would know what was really going on. So fast forward, I end up moving in Hollywood. I got a part of an art collective. And one day I decided I was going to hang out, and someone said, yo, walk around the block. So I walked around the block, and I counted over 22 individuals that was unsheltered. And out of those 22 individuals, they were all sleeping on the sidewalk with no blanket. We went back upstairs, and I was like, yo, it's gotta be a better way. I had just recently got a box sent to me from Backwoods Cigars, right? And they just sent me, my boy sent me, he's like, yo, just make me something, right? I was like, all right, cool. So I hadn't opened the box, so I was like, let me open the box. Open the box, and everything that I needed was there. So the next day, I came and I cranked out, and we made what we officially know now as the Street Sleeper. So the piece that I'm gonna show you now first though is the business model that we came up with the Street Sleeper initiative was buy one, donate. We wanted to see how we could get the community involved. Not only buy one, donate one, come out and help support actually making it. You know, be a part of the story. So as you can see, I'm rolling it out, open it up. I start off here because I think this is very important. So this was upcycled from, what you think?
Moving blankets.
Moving blankets, yeah. Right? So yeah, we had a donation of moving blankets that was given to us, as well as the sheets that goes with the moving blankets. So this is the piece that zips up, so you can have it open like that. But this is where the magic can happen. So at night, or wherever you decide to lay down and everything, like when I was traveling internationally, it was my first time ever sleeping in a hostel. Man, boy, did the Street Sleepers come in handy. The actual idea concept, we started doing this last November.
Wow, okay.
The other one is a little bit different. The other one that people get a chance to buy, you can unzip it in a lot of different ways, and it also turns into 2 or 3 different bags. And Bob, really appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate your heart and your vision of what you're doing with Cherry Willow. I appreciate the whole entire Cherry.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, that sounds good. While y'all here, let me know. Like, tomorrow,
Thank you again, man.
Yeah, pleasure, brother. Look forward to connecting with you.
Absolutely.
All along Alcoa Boulevard, that's what this is called, and we get the kids to school to up here program safely, and then we also have a program at the YMCA, so it's split here and at the YMCA, but it's both on this strip, so half go this way, and then we have about 15 to 20 mentors out there making sure that they're a nonprofit organization out here. They're called Mid-City Can. They're fantastic. They're big into advocacy. We're working with them right now because they started this Youth Opportunity Pass. Anyone under 18, you could ride the city bus for free, which makes sense, and it's incredible. The city wanted to take it away.
What have you found these kids need the most?
Support. Honestly, the biggest thing is support. A lot of times, if their parents aren't active in their life, they're working to try to make ends meet. If their parents are not active in their life, they're running the household or they're not home. A lot of our kids turn to gangs because they have lack of support and no adult pouring into them, or they're trying to find a sense of where they fit in. They just don't know because they've never fit in anywhere because they haven't had a sense of family or community before. So being here, we offset that, you know?
Get here. Yeah. What emotions do you find that you're dealing with the most when you first get them raw?
Anger. They're mostly really angry and really overwhelmed because they don't know what they're feeling. We do mentorship, but it's social emotional mentorship. So we develop them social emotionally, and we have these workbooks called the Forward Thinking Journals, and we go through every 12 weeks a different journal with them. So we would start with handling difficult feelings. They don't teach that stuff in school. Right. And at home, if your parents working all the time, they don't have time to work with you on that. So we teach them how to manage that, and then we talk about like the big 4. Just because you feel sad, it might not be sad. There's an emotion that's spread off on that too. Correct. So we have a feelings wheel, and it helps them like kind of determine like, okay, if you're feeling this, let's walk that forward. Let's see where you're actually coming from. And we kind of guide them through that. And then the mentors, they have a large group, they do small group, and they do one-on-ones. And they have small group mentoring 2 days a week, one-on-ones once a week, and then they have a large group every single day. Right now we're going to be putting in some volunteer tutors, because a lot of our kids, years ago, I'm sure you're all familiar, they passed No Child Left Behind, and that did so much damage to our community, because our kids do need a little bit extra help. They're not getting help at home, and all you have time to do it at school, you don't have time to do it after school. When you do your homework, you're not learning.
You get left behind.
Exactly. You get left behind. And so, since we're not leaving them behind, some of them have 5th grade reading comprehension, and they're going to graduate next year. That's so problematic. So we try to work with them on that too, because if we're with you after school, we're kind of mom and dad in it right now too, you know? Like, we make sure they get fed when they're with us, we make sure their homework's on when they're with us, and we make sure that they're okay inside. Crespo. We're at Youth Empowerment, and we are a nonprofit located in City Heights, San Diego. We've been around since 2015. Our founder, Arthur Soriano, he did 23 years in and out of the California prison system. He decided to come back once he got out and give back to the community that he once harmed. All of our mentors are lived experience. 90% of them were formerly incarcerated. Out of the formerly incarcerated individuals, 95% of them were ex-lifers. So they were never going to come home. And now they're home, they're in the community, they're working with all of our participants, youth and adults, providing resources, providing mentorship, case management, and doing a lot of placement with different types of services. There's a lot of community partners out here as well. And right now we're in our community room where we host our after-school program. I'm here today with the founder of Cherry Willow Apparel.
So excited to be here.
I'm so excited that you're here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your organization?
So we go in and we work with partners to help bring a vision to life and help them create connections in the community by allowing their supporters to be representatives of those organizations and go out there and spread that message, through apparel.
Youth Empowerment is actually a part of that initiative. And we have the kids in a design competition right now. So I can't wait for you to see what they've been able to come up with. And the cool part is we're going to pay our kids $100. Whoever wins the competition, they're very, very excited about, as you can tell, because teenagers, who isn't excited to get the money? I mean, as an adult, I would love $100.
Yeah.
As a founder, what advice do you have to people who are in the situation of being unhoused and want to overcome that?
That's a great question. So I think reaching out and trying to get support from people that have been through it before. It's one of the things we're working on. Is we also have a technology company that we're working to, build an app where it's accessible and it's able to have all of the resources, the wonderful nonprofits that exist to serve these people, that they can find them in one place.
One thing that you talked about is working with people who have been in the same situation as them. We have credible messengers. And the credible messengers are those who lived through what you've been through, but specifically here at Youth Empowerment, those who have been formerly incarcerated or severely affected by trauma. And not a lot of people realize the difference it makes of talking to someone who actually has been in the same exact situation as you. We're not judging you. We're excited for your journey and to be a part of that story. And my question for you is, after all of this is over, what do you hope that you accomplished?
The main goal is just to inspire people that may be sitting on the sidelines right now or feeling like they can't make a difference. Just inspire them to take action. I think action is the answer. If you don't act on them, then you don't affect change. And so that's what I hope that I can inspire somebody to do. It's this is what I did. This is what I thought would make a big impact. And so that's the goal. Is you can make an impact. So go out in your community, find a cause that you're passionate about, and just reach out.
I'm Alondra Alvarado. I'm the president and CEO of San Diego Hunger Coalition, an organization here in San Diego. Most of my background is in politics and government, both sides of the border. But I got to a point where I felt that I needed to make a different impact in the community. And I felt like working for government, I was getting to the point where it wasn't for me anymore. But I still felt like the knowledge that I have about policy and the work that I do, I've done communications and PR most of my career. So I felt like that I could use that to benefit more people. And when I was growing up, I grew up with nutrition security as well. I do remember seeing my mom skipping meals, and at that point, at 7 years old, I didn't realize what was going on until I started growing up, and I realized that my mom was skipping those meals, so we had food. And when I realized that my mom was skipping meals, for me, is that my mom is one of the persons that I love the most in the whole world. And for me, thinking about how difficult it was for her to see sometimes that she wasn't going to have enough food to provide to us. And my dad, he's a hard worker, and it wasn't because he wasn't working. It was because the money wasn't enough for my sister and I. So when I started growing up and I started like realizing what my parents went through, I think I wanted to help people who are going through the same things. You know, the parents to know that they are not alone. That if they don't have food on their table for their children, it's not them that failing their families. It's the system who has been failing us. Because access to food is a human right. Absolutely. And it's so unfair that people don't have access to that, especially in a state like California, which is one of the largest economies in the world. It's very hard for me to think that there are still people struggling and just counting the pennies to see if they can buy dinner that night.
What's one thing that, your organization, I saw you've had some recent statistics that you put out there that you could kind of share with people?
We're a backbone organization, which means that we provide services to the organizations that serve direct clients. Part of the work that we do research and data analysis to measure nutrition security in San Diego County, but to also measure the health that these organizations are providing to the community. With this information, the organizations that work with them, they use their data so they can be more strategic about how they are allocating their resources, and if someone needs to open a new mobile pantry or open a new distribution route, they can go and see our data and see where the highest need is. The other thing that we do is we provide free training and technical assistance to these organizations who are enrolling clients in programs like SNAP, WIC, all these programs. So we help them to understand how the system works, how they need to fill the forms, and also we escalate cases when sometimes these applications are wrongfully denied. And the other thing is that we also provide advocacy, and we coordinate 30 organizations in San Diego County just for advocacy purposes as well.
Wow. But it seems like there's a large disconnect between people realizing actually how many people need help and are facing food insecurity.
SNAP for college students is one of the most hardest programs to get enrolled with on and participate on a program like this. So it's very hard to see that actually 850,000 people in San Diego County right now are struggling with nutrition security. They don't have access to 3 meals a day. So it's very interesting when we see a city like San Diego, but we see this polarity, like people who are struggling every single day to just put food on the table, and then we see people like enjoying the summer. And the thing that we always say is 1 in 4 people in San Diego County is nutrition insecure, which means that if we are hanging out with a group of 4 friends, it's very likely that one of us is going to be nutrition insecure, and it's something that we don't talk about. So the work that we do with other organizations is doing outreach and creating awareness. So not only for people to join in the advocacy efforts, also to people who need access to these programs. They know that this program exists because they're probably not going to ask for help because of the stigma that's attached to not having enough. People who have the possibility to donate, like $1, $5. I always say that sometimes we're just giving a little, but we're helping a lot. Even for organizations like food banks and food pantries who receive in-kind donations and they have volunteers, they also have to pay for salaries for the people who are sorting the donations or coordinating the volunteers. So donating $1, $5, $10, whatever is in our hands, and we are available to share with someone else, let's do it. The other thing is also to keep talking or use social media to share a post or something, like this new food assistance program is available. We never know who's going to see it and who's going to need it. I think that's one of the 2 things that I would say, just help creating awareness and making sure that we are always aware that people are struggling in San Diego. Inflation in San Diego is so high, housing prices are so high, people are paying their regular bills on credit cards, the gas prices, buying food with credit cards. And Chula Vista right here is one of the cities in our county. It's the 2nd city with the highest debt per household. organizations like San Diego Hunger Coalition, we have information available in 13 different languages. We have a network of partners, 500 partners.
Wow.
So if you need assistance in a language that's not Spanish, because it's not your primary language, you can always reach out to us. And sometimes we have helped a couple of times people from LA. When we are seeing that our food is gonna go bad, or it's really close to go bad, we can donate that and we can post it, and someone can pick it up or just put it outside of your house with a sign that says free. The other thing, going back to donate, the other thing is that when our situations like the one that we just went through, the reconciliation bill, send a letter to your representatives. Let them know. Probably they're not going to win this one, but at least they know that the people that they are representing the values of the people, that they know that they are advocating for food access, because that's what the residents and constituents want.
Anything in closing that you'd like to?
Just want to say thank you to you and your team. I think before the interview, I was sharing with you that it's because of people like you that are doing what they can, and it might not be a lot, or it might be a lot, but you are doing 700 miles, so that's a lot. But the way that you're using it to create awareness, and there's always something additional that we can do, especially when we are in a position where we have education and access to a stable job and all these things. I believe that it's also my responsibility to give back, because I'm receiving a lot too. So thank you to you and your team, and the people who are gonna be supporting your project.
Thank you.
Right now?
Yeah, I just finished the bike ride, so I'm done, thankfully.
This the last one?
Last stop. Yeah.
Are you tired?
I am tired. Yeah.
All the way down to San Diego, you guys. He biked every mile.
Last night, I felt really sick. I had felt really good the whole first 7-8 days of the ride. And then, last night I felt really sick. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to finish. And then, I woke up this morning and just was like, I came this far. I'm going to make it the rest of the way. So that was something I was proud of myself to kind of push through. And the whole goal of the ride was to raise awareness about wonderful programs like this.
عبد الله محمد عبد الرحمن اسماعيل عبد الله قلق.
They have this unique identity where a lot of them are born here, but their family members are not, their parents are not. So they have this dual identity. They're American, but they're also East African. And it's hard to navigate that because, again, they don't feel like they're enough in their spaces that they're at. But here, a lot of their peers are in the exact same place, in the exact same situation. They're able to support each other. So peer-to-peer, and then also our mentors. A lot of our mentors were participants in the past, so they know exactly what these youth are going through. They see themselves in their mentors and their facilitators. It's so amazing for us to be able to graduate college and to show our youth, no, you guys can do it. I look just like you. We were in the same predicament. You can do it. I promise you can do even better than this.
My name is Abdullahi. I'm going to Mesa.
My name is Abdurrahman. I'm going to Mesa, and I'm from Somalia.
I'm going Crawford, and I'm from Somalia.
My name is Mohammed. I'm going to Crawford, and I'm from Somalia.
It became incredible challenges to be here, yet you never gave up. You made it. But this is your community. You'll always have a place here. You are the future.
Mohammed Salad.
I know your parents migrating from Africa, Somalia. It could be a refugee camp just like myself, but we came here for a better purpose, right? A better opportunity. So don't let this pass by you.
We're open 7 days a week, even late night. Some of the guys will come. Right now they're heading over to go play basketball. So we have a basketball and a mental health program combined. So they're going to be heading over there to go participate in that. But even after that, if they don't want to go home, we have a hub space here that's open for them to just come chill out together.
So right now we're very limited in what we can offer. Funding has been very limited in what is being offered and what we were being rewarded in the past. Our executive director, Sarah, is amazing. Her mentality is, this is our family. We need to support one another. So in that sense, we don't have a lot of full-time staff. We have a lot of part-time because it offers more of our community members employment rather than having, you know, 2 or 3 people be full-time. So I think for us, it's like we're always trying to support each other. Right now it's just hard financially. This is our day-to-day, you know, serving our East African community members, making sure our youth are being supported in their health and their mental health and their education and advocacy, and just being that support system for them.
Could we please have one more round of applause for all my brothers up here, please?
You know, it's always really impressive to me whenever I meet someone experiencing homelessness, just how like positive and optimistic and grateful you are for what you have, because I don't see that in a lot of other people in society. You know, it seems like no matter how much wealth or material things that people accumulate, they still lack that gratitude. So how is it that you and your brothers have been able to maintain this positive attitude?
Like I said in one part though, that when you go through something so long, the longer it is, the more trials and the more errors, like the trial and errors and the whole suffering, the longer you suffer, when you get through that tunnel and you see the light at the end, it's going to be that much more precious, that much more like joy, that much more happiness. That yeah, I was on this roller coaster, it seemed like it was never going to end, and then God took me off and boom, got me into this place that now I can be so grateful for. Someone with no legs, I got legs and I can stand out there. And even if I didn't have the legs and I was in a wheelchair, I'd thank the Lord that I have 2 hands. You know, I mean, there's always someone else suffering more and has it more difficult. So keeping everyone in your prayers daily is a huge thing, because that's the best thing we can do for each other.